Sorry, everybody. My engineer's on burn sugar.
Good evening,
Hey,
Saint.
Cara. Hey,
Good
Steven.
evening,
Shy. Bink.
Shy. Jazzy,
Come on
Kim,
now.
Shay Shay.
Come on now, Shay.
Walking in wonder
Kiati.
on
Kiati.
Wednesday.
Hey,
Good
it's good
evening,
to see you all.
Bonita.
The Murphys. Hey, Murphys. Dr.
LA.
Austin in the house. Come on,
Johnny
get in here, St.
Murphy.
Green. Come on, y'all, let's get in here. The Cavs play at 7:30. Let's get on in here.
Good evening,
We took our
Israel.
first loss, yesterday with those stank Celtics, but it was only about 3 points. Anyway, I digress. Hey, Simone, Reverend Kathy, welcome back. Brother
Hey,
Sullivan.
Katisha.
Hey, Katisha, welcome back, baby. Hope you had a wonderful time.
Baby.
Aaliyah! Come see her. She's in the house, baby. Reverend Gooch.
That's good. Good
Sister Katrina
evening.
Hill, Peyton,
Hillary.
and Big Daddy.
Good evening, everybody. Come on in.
Come on, y'all. Come on. Baby. Mwah. Where's Jazzy? Is she on?
She's on.
Okay, my bad. My
Jazzy
bad.
was one of the first ones on
Shanette,
YouTube.
miss you. Hey.
Good evening.
Let's get in here, children. Let's get in here. There's a word from Lord. Ray Booski,
Boost.
as formerly called by Jazz. Ray Booski. I want to thank you all for being on that boring webinar, whatever it was. Hey, Sister Irene, it was so good to see you.
It was good to see you, Sister
Oh
Irene.
my God. And your road dog. Sister-in-law.
And your
Sister-in-law.
road dog.
Sissy. It was good to see Sissy. Okay, but I really thank you all for following directives and coming on. And I know it's not the regular. It's not how we do it, but we're gonna try to put some sriracha in that pho. Come on now, come on. Let's put some sriracha in that pho. Let's spice it up.
I like
Hey,
what you did
Sister
there. I
Ann.
like what you did there.
That's what happens when you're on TikTok. Hey, Sister Ann. Sissy. Okay. Let's get on in here. We're dragging.
Get in here.
Come on, start with those announcements. Let's knock them down.
Yeah. 2024, the year of cheer, coming
Cheer.
to a close in less than 45 days.
That's right, your daughter-in-law. I know who she was, Sister Irene. What happened?
I lost it. I was
wrong.
I was in a flow, and then I don't know what happened.
Natty Geek.
Good evening, Nicole. The summit is happening here now. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark. Is Phyllis on?
Phyllis, I have not seen Phyllis.
Come on, Suzanne. I am walking in rhythm. Those cookies did me right. You hear what I'm saying? They did me right.
Amen.
Blessings to you. I didn't share either. Go ahead, Jess. First Lady Cousin, welcome. So Shirley, my engineer, she'll be yawning. I'll just read the announcements for myself. We have the Afro-Caribbean. No, I don't.
You just got me there.
We got the Afro-Caribbean dance and musical. Peyton is going live. Is the Nutcracker?
No.
These are announcements, the ones I remember.
Okay. Prayer call is tomorrow at 7 p.m. We got a wow.
Shirley Wiggins.
Wow. Peyton Ward is at it again. She scored above goals for her subjects, and she has Christmas parade November 23rd at 10 a.m.
That girl is being festive. Nutcracker and parade. You better do it, Peyton. Hey, Danja. Come on. Oh, my God. She's still yawning. Let us get right there. Is the words. Oh, no. Don't skip that. Go there. What you say, Pastor's birthday?
Pastor's birthday is approaching.
Say that again before you yawn again.
Pastor's birthday is approaching.
Say that again.
The pastor's birthday.
Woo! Okay.
Is approaching. December 12th. Let's gift our pastor with at least $200 or more per person for her to show love and gratitude for her leadership and kingdom service. You can use her cell phone number, the same one we call so faithfully. Or her email address to Zelle and PayPal her your gifts. Or you can bring them on Sunday, or you can use the website Ways to Give and just specify pastor's gift.
Okay, she's doing it again.
Winter supply. Stop. I'm good. Winter supply. Bonita's giving us.
Okay, she's giving us helpful hints for
Okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna pin that so y'all can see that.
Oh,
Okay. Um, let's see what else we got. Announcements. Winter supply collection. We are still gathering items for my unsheltered neighbors. I suggest that as you are purchasing gifts in celebration of the birth of Christ, go ahead and put one in there for someone you don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
A unsheltered item, or shelter for the unsheltered. A gift for the unsheltered for cold weather supplies.
Okay, that's enough. You done ruined the announcements. Is there something else? Because you were killing it tonight. You get you some rest. There is a word from the Lord. Let us take me off this screen. Let's go to the word. Because she's killing me. I can't take it. I can't. I don't know about you. Hey, oh, she over here killing. She's slaying. And I don't mean, I'm talking about SLEIGH. She's slaying, okay?
Without further ado,
Uh-huh.
please read your announcements and govern
Uh-huh.
yourselves accordingly.
Ooh,
Saints.
my God. I have
Right.
never in my life Ernestine or sisters. I mean, that was horrible. Horrible. Let's go forth. But there's a word from the Lord. There's a word from the Lord. I need new engineers. You hear me? I need new engineers. I, the time has changed. It's getting darker, and her eyes are closing and they're running. You know, help me, help her. Okay? Thank you so much. There's a word from the Lord. Let us pray. Lord bless. Amen. Amen. Simone said, well, dang, she need help. She need help, Simone. She does. She does. Nicole said DAMN. Well, I'll be darned. She's typed it right there in that chat. Okay, look at here, guys. Um, Sunday's message was entitled Disappointed but not denied. Disappointed but not denied. I want to talk tonight a little bit about how do you learn a lesson? How do you learn a lesson? Let's start off with something common. Type in the chat. How do you learn? How do you learn a lesson? Thank you, O, in her defense. How do you learn? Pain. Wow. Jeez. Benita starts off hard. She learns through pain. Beat me. Beat me. Okay. A lot of times it's consequences that teach. Okay. Repetition. I like that, Big Daddy. I like that, Stephen. Repeated mistakes. Okay. I like that by someone showing me. I like that. I like that. Repeating it. I like that. Mm-hmm. Experience of going through it. Good, 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 good. So thankful. Okay, good. Stop it, Jess. Practice and observation. Good, good, good. Hand-on experience. All these are excellent answers. All these are excellent answers. So when you mirror yourself after something or someone, has any of you ever mirrored something or someone? I used to have somebody that I looked up to. I can't say idolized because I don't think it was that, but I had someone I looked up to, and I kind of like tried to pattern myself after how they spoke, how they moved. It was a larger woman, and how they spoke, the grace that she had. Has anybody ever mirrored somebody before? It was a learning process. If you don't mind sharing, who was that person? Was it a mentor? Was it a teacher? Was it your older sister, your big brother? Who was it that you mirrored? If you mirrored anybody, uh, if you cook like mama, you put the same thing in her tater salad. Put a little oil, a little sugar, and a little vinegar in my tater salad. Because I like a little pickly, so it's a little sweet. Do a lot of things with that. Okay, thank you, Jessica. Is there anybody that you kind of mirror yourself after? And so you find yourself watching them closely. And then, okay, your grandmother, maternal, okay, Phyllis, that's good. She used colognes too. Okay, pass Miss Johnson. Okay, my mom. Okay, good. Thank you, Benita. So in the mirroring process, what are you doing? As I created, I mirrored a lot of people. Then it became, thank you, Stephen. So what do you do in that process? What's your process? Yeah, RIP on Cookie. What do you do when you're mirroring? What actually are you doing? You know, what's your process? What are you thinking? Great Aunt Carrie, okay. Heal your parents, okay. Grandma, okay, Carl. Okay, good, Stephen. Observing the cause, response, and effect. Excellent, excellent. Mimic the action. It's good, good, good. And Macmillan, go ahead, Andy Pearl. Okay, mimic the action. That's good. Your mama was a prayer warrior. She was faithful. I mean, she just had it. Emulating, that's good. Mimicking, that's good. That's what you do. Assessing the application of character. Good, Jessica. Excellent, excellent. And so, what is now? This is the key. This is the big word for tonight. What is the purpose of that? What is the purpose of doing what you said, mirroring? What is the purpose? Trying to get cheat code. Good, good, good here. Observing. Excellent. I like the word cheat code. What is the purpose of it? Oh, excellent, Stephen. Looking for desired outcome. See good things or things that are claimed for duplicate to duplicate them. Good. I want to mirror this perceived positive outcome. Okay, okay, good, good. Following good example, good. To reach the same goals. Good, 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 good. To exude their confidence. Okay, okay. Looking to get what where they are. Okay, okay. Okay, so if you begin to mirror something or duplicate or emulate something, that means there's an activity on your part, right? So that means it's not just mental, it's physical, because there are a lot of things involved in that, because it depends on how you learn. You know, some of us learn, you can give me words. I myself, give me a couple good pictures too. I like a few visual aids going on when I'm learning. Um, the purpose of this is because you want a desired outcome. Hey, Paco Pumpkin, my concern is in the Gospel of St. Matthew, the 8th chapter, and I know I'm teaching that differently than most people teach. I'm trying to figure out, why were the disciples following Christ? What was their purpose? I know he chose them, but what did they gain? What do you think? What if you were a disciple and had the opportunity to walk with Christ? What would you have gained? If Christ walked on this earth right now and you had an opportunity to walk with him as the disciples did, what would have been your purpose? What would be your reason for it? What would be your gain? What would it be? To learn, to mimic. That's what the answers were. But why? To take part in a work greater than you. You can complete. Okay, this is so much better than the rat race. Okay, the only great knowledge is a good, 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 good strength. Knowledge. Good, 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 good. So what do we do with these things here? Service he did. Good, Shanette. So what do we do with these things? Understanding to see the way God sees in me. Okay, that's good, Jazzy. What I'm trying to get to is all this time that the disciples were with Jesus, things got rough and they got anxious. So I'm trying to figure out, what exactly did they learn while they were moving with him? While they were journeying with Jesus, what did they learn? Or were they just there? 100% shy. Or were they just there? So what's the deal? Were they just there? Did they learn anything? And give me scripture references for what you believe. They gained clout but failed to glean the teachings. Woo! 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 Phyllis and Otis is on it tonight. Clout chasing. Woo! I think they were learning but were afraid of their own power. Ooh, okay, Jazzy. Esteem comes with discipline. Stephen! My God. Excellent. Yes, but they didn't apply it. That's good, Shanette. So how do I know you've learned something if you don't apply it? How do I know my teachings are beneficial until I see you use the teachings thereof? You see what I'm saying? It was a dilemma there. He was so disappointed in them. He supped with them. He walked with them. They prayed together. He saw the disciples saw him heal and deliver and set free. They saw all of that. So I wonder, what did they think? We just talking tonight. It ain't nobody but us. Did they think their job was just to be there? Did they have a greater yearning? What do you all think? So it's the same reason I ask why people come to church. What do you think you're supposed to do? To see what I'm wearing that Sunday? I'm tooting my own horn. What is the deal? What is the for my and giggles? I didn't say the other word, Mama Donna. So what is the deal with that? What is the purpose of coming to someplace regularly or walking with someone, mimicking, emulating, listening to, if you're not going to use the things you hear? I didn't even say learn. If you don't use the things you hear. Sister Irene, stop it. Sister Irene said they didn't fully believe. They were kind of just there until after the ascension. Oh, okay, First Lady. Yeah. Because he was so disappointed. Let's go to Matthew 8. I mean, that is just amazing to me. It was just like, what? Why am I here? What are we doing? Why did you all bother me with this? He replied, after, what got him is they still had to wake Jesus up, because in verse 25, the disciples went and woke him up. And they said, Lord, save us. Now, was this in unison or was this in parts? It says, the disciples went and woke him, saying, like a choir, Lord, save us. So are they on one accord here? Because if they're on one accord, they had to learn something. Oh my God. Come on now, I'm coming for you. It says here, the disciples went and woke him up. Lord, save us. We going to drown. We're going to drown. Let us follow the magistrate himself, and then let us proclaim death. What did you learn? What was the present? Why are you in church? What's the deal with this thing here? People talk about the pews are empty ever since the pandemic. You didn't want to be there in the first place, or you to come back. The pews are empty because you didn't want to be there in the first place. Let's be honest. And now that stuff is on screen or TV, oh, I watched it live, but there's nothing like being in the presence. I'm telling you, this thing is going to catch up and bite some of you all behind. I'm telling you. If a practicing believer comes into his gates, let me repeat that. A practicing believer comes into his gates. That means he comes to church. That's how you practice believing. You practice because miracles happen when you're in the presence. You're like, I could conjure that up in my living room. Do that. Do that thing then. Do that. And tell me how that worked out. Because if you had that kind of power, disciple, you wouldn't have had to wake up Jesus. God, my God. 20 years, you go to church, and your mama drug you. If I ever get opportunity, I'm never going to church again. You get grown, you stop going to church, then you get old and feeble, then you got to come back to church because there ain't nowhere else for you to go, and at least the church folk are going to welcome you in, but they're not going to tell you that you're rotten for not being there all along. I'm going to tell you you're rotten. I'm going to tell you, it smells like an old tomato, because you had an opportunity to save it, serve him with glee and energy, but you bring your half beaten up body back to the church because you let some man beat it. Beat it. Too much music. Anyway, that is not of God. I'm trying to get you to understand that what is the purpose? Why did they even bother walking with Jesus? Do you ever question yourself? Do you ever say, why? Yeah. Are you really believing? Are you really a believer? What's amazing about the disciples, they're mentioned so frequently in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's amazing about them? They were just normal people. When Jesus chose the disciples, he just chose normal people who had normal lives. And then he got some bipartisan because they were following John. And so whoever followed John, then Jesus said, okay, you can come on too. Yeah, it was just normal people. So I'm not clamping down on you because you're not believing. I'm saying you got to go one step beyond, because just like the disciples, you're disappointing him too. Yeah. Yeah, because we're not practicing all this time. We're memorizing scriptures. We're reading our daily breads over a cup of coffee. We're doing all this work. But when it comes to a situation and the climate changes, we're not calming our storms. That's a problem. The message was entitled Disappointed but Not Denied. Because as we continue to read into the text, Jesus doesn't say, y'all ain't worth a quarter. Go on, sit down, stay home. You know, he never denies them. He's disappointed in their actions, but he's not disappointed in them. This is why I love my daddy. This is why I love my daddy. He never gives up on me. He never gives up on me. And I do some of the dumbest things. He never gives up on me. He could have, at that time, he says to them, he replied in verse 26, you of little faith. He identifies my ignorance. He identifies the major crux of the problem. It is my lack of faith that has allowed me to lose the power that should be sustained in me so I can exude it. What are you saying? Shai said something earlier to gain the confidence to use the power. It is the fact that if you don't practice it, you won't know you have it. So you can't wait till the car is driving off the cliff before you practice. You're supposed to practice daily. You're supposed to practice daily, and so I use my authority daily. I speak to things. I'm telling y'all think you might think I'm crazy. I speak to it. I speak to it. Maybe I speak to it because I believe in the power of God. And that's all Jesus did. He spoke to the winds and the waves. But what they did, they wasted time going into the hull of the ship. They had to go down, all of them, to scream, we're going to drown. And that didn't wake Jesus up. Prove it. They screamed, we're going to drown, but it didn't wake him up. You know what? Because he didn't care what they thought. He was looking for them to practice their authority. We're going to drown. And then what it said? He replied, oh, you have little faith. Somebody had to shake Jesus because the noises wasn't going to wake him up because he was confident. He was cool with it. Been through a storm before. Some of you been through storms before, and every time you see rain, you get skittish. Get a good umbrella. Get you one of them tote numbers, them big ones, golf umbrella. The ones that don't blow away as soon as you walk outside. You've been through a storm before. You've been through things before. The majority of these disciples were fishermen. They lived on water. And everybody knows what makes a storm worse is when you're on the water. There's a difference in the actions and the winds and the waves when you're on land. But no one said, hold on, guys, hold on. Let's think this through. Last time, no one reasoned. But what they did, they collectively came down to wake Jesus up in the hull of the ship, screaming, death. So if death comes out of your mouth, what you want Jesus to do with it? Talk to me. I ain't never going to be. So once you proclaim that, what do you want Jesus to do with it? What do you want God to do with your powerful words? You have authority too. So, you want him to rape you, to override your words. It doesn't work like that. They proclaim death. We're going to drown. I'd have been under, I'm going to walk heavy. Yeah. I'm trying to get you to understand, what are you going to do with the words of the, what do you want him to do with that? The disappointment kept growing. You're waking him up, and now you're proclaiming death. So what do you want God to do with that? Let's talk for a minute. What do you want God to do with it? I don't know. I don't know if I can. What do you want God to do with those negative words? You have authority. You have authority. And once you put those negativities out there, you want him to what? Override them? And to say, don't say that about yourself. No, he died on the cross so he wouldn't have to baby you like that. You all are not being warriors, but you want to talk. Yeah, I make 6 figures. What good is it? You live from one paycheck just like the other man. What good is it if you don't believe? So all this going to church so you can wear your St. John suit, pull up in your BMW. What good is it? Is it just a show? I'm trying to figure out When were the disciples going to get together? Somebody should have said, hold on a minute. Maybe we should think this through. Maybe I'm going to go up and I'm going to yell to the winds. I'm going to go up and see what happens. Nobody. So now you're clustered together with a group of people from different backgrounds, liars and sinners and cooks and fishermen. Yeah, tax collectors, all of this is, and nobody thought to be logical. So what's the purpose of going to church? Past sure did preach Sunday. You all can recant the message, but can't apply the power. You got to figure that out. You got to figure that out. Or you're wasting your time. So in the disappointment, he says, you have little faith. That right there says disappointment. Can you imagine him shaking his head? Right there you find the disappointment. Why are you so afraid? Because if you're mimicking me, you should be taking a nap too. Y'all want to nap at the wrong time and in the wrong beds. Your bed of affliction is what you laid yourself in right here. Yeah. So here he's looking for them to be applicable, demonstrative, so to speak, about what they've learned. So everybody's talking about what I learned. If I learned kinetically, I learned this way. I don't care how you learn. Show me application. Show me you did learn. Because what I see is you saw and you heard. That's what I see here. You saw and you heard. So you can recant the stories, but you're not actively believing and trusting God. You hurt his feelings. You're going around hurting God's feelings, and he's asking himself, what more can I do? You're hurting his feelings. He died on the cross of Calvary. Not for his sins, pumpkins. He was sinless. But for us. He's leading by example, and we're paling by example. The same way the disciples did. He said, you have little faith. Why are you so afraid? You should have followed my lead, is what he's saying. Then he got up and he rebuked the winds and the waves, and it was completely calm. He didn't use anything that they didn't have. Well, he had that special gun. He had that special car. He lived in that nice neighborhood. He wears better clothes. He didn't use anything that they didn't have. Let's look at it. Prove me wrong. He didn't use anything that they didn't have. What did he use? His words. Good God, words still work. I tell you, something about commanding the language. Words work. And if I practice my belief daily, I believe my words work. You don't have to call me. Believe your words work. I'm a teacher. Believe your words work. Speak to that thing. You shall live and not die. What? I get hyped on my own stuff. I get to walking around my house stomping and things. I can hype my own self up. Because you know what? Because when he cursed that fig tree, he didn't look back. I get hyped off that story, man. I do. He knew what was going to happen. He just knew it. When he, by his lonesome 17-year-old self, went to the temple and got the flipping tables of independent entrepreneurs who had been there for years. He didn't care about that. He believed. He was walking in his belief. You all are not passionate about anything except money. Man, I don't need it. But don't forget my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Be passionate about something. I would have been geeked. I ain't gonna talk about my son Stephen, but Stephen used to love to go to the hospital with me so we could just proclaim the life of what people, the doctors had given up. We like, we can go in there. Come on, my team will speak over. If you say it's dead, we got a job to prove it's not. Yes, that's what we believe. If you give up, we don't go against you. If you want to scream, you drowning, I'm going to dust my feet. Go ahead and drown. Because I cannot override your words about you. But if you want to join a Bible teaching, Bible believing church that gets on one accord to change things, oh my God. Oh my God. It says here, then he got up. Then he got up after he said what he had to say to him. Because he was in no rush. He laying up and they're looking at them. Finally, he got up. And guess what he did? Look at the location. From a low place, from the bottom of the hull of the ship. He was in the low place. In his low place, he rebuked the wind and the waves. You ain't got to be sitting on the high hog. You just got to believe. He rebuked the wind and the waves. And they had no other choice but to be silent. Take control. Calm down. Disappointed though he may have been, the men were amazed and asked, what kind of man is this? Now I'm thinking, I don't know. You've been walking with me for years. So feeding the 5,000 wasn't enough. Calling the blind to see, that wasn't enough. The lame to walk, that wasn't enough. Finding coins in fish mouth, telling you where to get, that wasn't enough. Cursing, that was none of this was enough. We're in the Gospels, children, the book of miracles. We're in the gospel, all these things. So all they did was hear and see. Don't be that kind of Christian. Be active in your belief. Then you say, Pastor, why are you saying this? Because still disappointed. If you go to finish verse 8 and go chapter 8 and go to chapter 9, you'll find out he's still eating with them in chapter 9 because he never denied them. Disappointed though he may have been, but he never gave up on them. That's my daddy. That's my daddy. I'm not perfect. I've made some mistakes, but he's never gave up. It says, the men were amazed and asked, what kind of man is this? I want to talk about that right now for a second. What kind of man is this? What do you think of him? Tell me, what do you think of him? What kind of man is this? See, because for me to mimic him or to emulate him or for me to follow him, whoever it is, I need to know what kind of person it is. Do you understand? I'm just not going to follow you because you got a nice car. No. They had an opportunity when he said, let the dead bury the dead. You all, come on, let's go. They had an opportunity to say, no, thank you. No, thank you. You take care of yourself. But they didn't. When you say you believe and when you are committed, you do and you move accordingly. So what were they doing? Someone help me. Someone help me. No one forced you to put your name on the roll. That's right, Sister Irene. He is Almighty. He is the sovereign God. He is the everlasting, the beginning and the end. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the Elohim. He's all of that. He's sovereign. But those are just words until you actively believe. Until you actively believe. In order to actively believe, you've got to practice your belief. Quit being lazy. Quit being bums. I got to practice my belief. I can't fall apart when I know I didn't pay my rent on time and they're going to charge me $75 extra. I can't act like, who, me? No, you. You spent it. You misused your fund. You smoked it up. You ate it up. I don't know what you did. But don't act like it's brand new. And you know what? I'm so committed to God. I can do that and then ask him, help me, God. I messed up. You come on now, he's daddy. Do you hear me? I mess up and still ask for him to help me. But what I won't do is back off his power. What I won't do is back up off his authority. What I won't do is disappoint him by not believing him. That's what I won't do. I've been wrong, but I still ask God to help me out of this. That's how I believe. That's how I believe. Yeah. He didn't deny me, and I won't deny him. See, you all do wrong and then get scared. Scared to ask him, scared to know. I misused my money. He gives me money when I'm in need. My God, I'm hot tonight. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. See, there's great joy in Christ. And so if he doesn't deny me, he knew who he chose. If you do your research, he chose the disciples based on their normalcies. I'm normal. I'm human. I smoke my rent money up. I gamble my rent money. But he doesn't expect you to stay that way, though. It tells you how to come into his gates. But he doesn't expect you to leave that way. And see, this is why he was disappointed. They had been there long enough for them to have gleaned some things. All they did was see and hear. Yeah, I'm stupid enough to try it. Anybody with me? Anybody with me? Even he got me. Yeah, I'm telling you, even in my tomfoolery. T-shirt, I miss you. Get it together. I'm trying to get you to understand. This is where I am. I'm just sold out loving my daddy enough that I think he understands when I falter on the few times that I do. Because I'm not perfect. But what I won't do, I'm telling you now, I'm serious about this. I won't not trust him. I trust him. I'd rather him tell me no than me not ask. You missed that right there. That's the kind of child I am. I'd rather him tell me no than me not ask. I've never seen a seed beg bread. Never. I'm getting loud. I'm done. Hey, I'm not going to deny him because he didn't deny me. Some of you think, well, I don't know why you should ask God and you didn't do the right thing because he's daddy. That's why. And I believe if he tells me no, I'll go with it. I might be a little grievous. I might be a little mournful. I might be a little mad, but I'm sure not going to ask him. Why? Because he is in authority. My God, my God, my God, my God. This is what I care so much about. I care much enough about him to see his authority and respect it. Don't be disrespectful. You misled him. You led him to believe that the fact that he walks with you and talks with you and tells you, it led him to believe that you were learning something. When in actuality, all you did was see and hear. And he still didn't tell me to take my sorry behind home. He never rejected me. Go ahead, continue to read chapters 8 and 9. And you see in chapter 9, he's supping with them. You know, the old folks say, you can't put your feet under my table if you don't believe as I believe. But they were dining together in chapter 9. As he continued to do the work of his Father, continuing to show he never gave up on us. And what's the first thing we do? We tired, I'm going to take Sunday off. That's the first thing we go for. The first thing we go for is to not to enter his gates. The first opportunity we have not to, well, I ain't got nothing to wear. All righty then. And you wonder why he's disappointed. You got to show me somewhere in the Bible where there's a dress code of ethic, if you know who he is. Yeah. I would have been disappointed too. Matter of fact, I'd have been disappointed in me as a disciple. I'd have thought to myself, wow, I think I handled that wrong. And then I'd have asked God for forgiveness. Yeah, that thing would have worried me. Let's talk about that. After he rolled over, because he didn't rush. No need to rush. After he rolled over and eventually rebuked the wind and the waves. And of course, they passed. How many of you that would have got worried you a little bit? Just wanted to know. Because see, sometimes when you do wrong, you should have some afterthoughts. That's a part of your actively believing. See, because once I've done wrong, I actively believe in his authority and his power. And so then I repent from my sins. And not in repenting doesn't mean that I am perfect or it may not happen again. But I repent because I want him to know that I know he's still in control. So I want him to know that I recognize and respect his authority. But that's not how it happens. We go on and then we get shamed. And then once we get shamed, we don't want to be in his presence anymore. And that's where that's why the lack of coming to church comes from. We're straddling the fence because we 50% believing he knows us and sees us, and 50% thinking that God is not pleased with me, so I don't want to show my face in the church. And then we start convincing ourselves of things like, I know that everybody's looking at me. You know that kind of foolishness, right? Let us go to chapter 9 in the Gospels, and this is what does me so good. Um, uh, wow. Jesus, he's still healing and doing great things, causing the blind to see. He's still working. Hmm. Let's go down to verse 35. And this is the workers are few. This is the purpose now. We see purpose of them walking with Christ. See, this is purpose. The workers are few. I'm in the NIV, the Gospel of St. Matthew's 9th chapter, verse 35. We're going to go all the way down there. Okay? Okay. It says, thank you, Otis. It says, Jesus went through all the towns and villages, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, healing every disease and sickness. How many diseases and sicknesses was he healing? Yeah. So every so now he just buck wild. He just out there. He just dropping buckets from the free throw line, from 3 point. He just dropping buckets. You see what I'm saying? He look at you healed. Yeah, I mean he just dropping buckets. I mean he healing everything. Anything comes his path, he healing. Okay. It says in verse 36, when he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful." Now, people always saying this kind of stuff, but I don't know if they know what it means. It says the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. What was he telling them right there? What was he telling them? That he needed what? What was he telling he needed from them? He says the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Okay, Benita says do more. Fix it. Okay, heal. Laborers, okay? Disciples with belief in application. That's good, Stephen. Okay, let's get specific here, guys. The harvest is plentiful. Now he's doing that parable thing again. What is he saying? The harvest. Now look, you got to exegete. Now you got to go look above what was happening. All the things that he had just done. Then he speaks all the things they recant, all the things he had just done. Then he says the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Why would he tell them that? What was he telling them? Right. But what was he telling them though? What was he telling specifically to the disciples? Purpose. Come on. What was he saying specifically to the disciples? Because this is who he was talking to. Okay, Stephen, that's good. Okay, that's good, shot. Let me help you out with this. Let me help you. He says this: the harvest is plentiful, meaning there's a lot more of the things that you see that I've done. Harvest. There's a lot of people in need out here. Okay, there are a lot of the sick and the helpless, and he had just said that they're harassed and they need sheep, and they're like sheep without shepherd. So they're looking for leadership. So now What was he telling the disciples? There you go, Hillary. There you go. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. So he was telling the disciples to be what? That's good, Shanette. But he was giving them orders. He was saying to them, there's a lot to be done, and you all have the ability to do it, just like I did. He was deputizing them. Hillary was right. He says, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. You all are the disciples, are the workers. You know, you don't have to wait for me. You can do things without me. Just do it. Speak to that thing. You got the same instrument I use. I used my mouth. I spoke to the wind and the waves. I rebuked it. You have the ability to do that. He deputized them, gave them authority. Then it says, ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers and into his harvest fields. All you got to do is say, here I am, Lord. Send me. Speak to the things. You hear what I'm saying? You have the ability, but all you're doing is hearing and seeing. You're not using your authority. You have been deputized. And it has nothing to do with how much money you make, whether you were raised with a silver spoon in your mouth, what side of town you live on. He chose just regular disciples, regular folk. That way people could see the glory. Oh, my God, my God, my God. And although they still fumbled the ship thing, they still fumbled the boat thing. He didn't give up on them. He kept trying to tell them, look, y'all got this. Look at all the people who need you. He never gave up on them. Oh, my God, my God. I'm trying to tell y'all right now, you all got to start practicing this. You know, even if you do it in the quiet seclusion of your own home, talk to some things, see what happens. I remember, and I tell my grandma stories all the time. My grandmother used to dip snuff, you know. I don't know if anybody in the railroad meal. Anyway, to make a long story short, she received a plant from a friend of hers. You know how Sister Shirley loves her plants, and she'll cut you off a little piece, wrap it in the paper towel, put in a little glass of water. You know, y'all done got little plants going around your house. So she got a plant from her girlfriend. They had a little season saints gathering called the Busy 12. 4 had already died, so it was only 8, but the little stuff said Busy 12. Anyway, I thought that was so cute. I said, you should update your paraphernalia. But anyway, Sister Finney died. Etheria Finney was her name. And the plant began to die. The plant died. And my grandmother was so heartbroken. She held that plant and said, look, Etheria gave you to me. Angela cousin, I don't know if you remember Aunt Penny. She said, Etheria gave you to me, and you shall live. That next morning we came down that step, that thing was in bloom. As God is my witness. I seen the lightning flash, and I heard the thunder roar. You all out here playing games. Speak to things. Yeah. That plant was in full bloom. I was scared as what? Do you hear me? I was scared because I saw the thing happen right before my eyes. She told that plant, Finney gave you to me. She didn't expect this of you. Came down there, it was green and full. That's all I got to say. You can hear and see if you want. I'm going to actively practice my belief. Why? Because God is still in authority. And he believes I can. All I got to do is believe what he believes about me. My time is up. Cavs play at 7:30. I thank you so much for spending your time with me. I love you, Hillary. I love you, Josh. Trust in God. That's what I'm saying, Josh. I love you, Angela. Stephen, I love you. I love you guys. Remember, it's up to you. He never denied us. Disappointed though he may have been in what we've done, but he's still Daddy God. I see you Sunday morning at 11:30 is the broadcast. But if you come live, we have praise and worship at 11 o'clock, 8 Dundas Circle, NBC. If you're looking for a Bible teaching, Bible believing home, You ain't gonna get no better than this. My time is up. Bye bye.